Hello everybody, this is Zaxter99. Today I got a review of a game on Steam. It's called Khet 2.0, and this is what you're looking at right now is an old laser chess game. This is some Atari gameplay footage that I found, and I remember loving this game on the Commodore 64. It was an old game put out in Compute magazine back in the 80s, the ones you had to type in by hand. And this game was so much fun. You had pieces that you moved around and you shot lasers at each other trying to kill each other's main piece here. Here's your lasers right here, and you shot lasers. You tried to maneuver these mirror pieces so that lasers would bounce around the screen. I had so much fun with that game. So now we have Khet 2.0. I believe it probably got its idea from laser chess back in the 80s. And here's what I think of it. Alright guys, so we got Khet 2.0. This is the laser game, and I really think they got this from that laser chess that I just showed you. It's an old Compute magazine game that I really loved as a kid. Now, going into this game, this is probably going to be a game that you guys are either going to hate or you're going to think is worth every penny. Okay, it depends on how much you like strategy games, where you really got to think. There's not a lot of instant gratification in a game like this. It does pay off, you know, if you spend the time thinking, and you know you're going to think that it's a lot of fun. But you know, it's probably going to bore a lot of people. So, you know, really think about that. Now, I remember as a kid, but back in the 80s, really loving laser chess. It was, if you're an old laser chess fan, if you had that game on the Atari or Commodore or Amiga or IBM or whatever you might have had it on from Compute magazine, then this probably is going to look a little bit familiar to you, but it does play a lot different than the old laser chess, and I want to go ahead and point out those differences for any of you out there who are old laser chess fans. I'm also going to try to provide a download down below the video where you guys can go and download the old laser chess game that I used to play, and I will try to provide some directions on how to download that game, and that game should be free. So if I can find that game, if I can find a free download, I'll definitely provide the downloads for laser chess for you as well, and that game's free. You might want to try playing that before you pay for this. This game right now is 20% off, $10 game, basically $8 US dollars is what it is right now. So you see here in a couple of different options, you can play online local player. So once more people buy the game, you know, you're going to be able to do that. You have settings. You can do full screen on and off, which is cool. And I've turned the sound all the way down as far as the music. I'll go ahead and leave it on. Turn the effects way down as well. Now, I want to go ahead and go over how to play the game real quick. You can certainly look this up by going to how to play, but the object of the game is to destroy your opponent's pharaoh by bouncing your laser beam off the mirrored pieces and around the playing field before they can do the same to you. So he has a laser, you have a laser, okay? And you're trying to kill his pharaoh to win the game. Now, starting the game, you can choose 3 different starting grids, either classic, destiny, or I'm hot up. And then there's also a random where it just completely puts pieces out randomly, which that ought to be kind of weird. Now, on a turn, the old laser chess that I used to play, you had to choose if you wanted to fire or not. You would start with like 2 turns, and I believe you could rotate any piece as much as you wanted, and you could move a piece, you know, one spot was a turn as well. Here in this game, though, you can move one piece, any you know, one space, any direction, including diagonally, okay? Or you can rotate a piece only 90 degrees, though. You can only move it a quarter of a turn away around, and that is 1 turn. Now, keep in mind that in this game, after you take a movement, whether you rotate a piece or whether you move a piece, the laser is going to automatically fire from your Sphinx. So if any piece is hit on a non-mirrored side, that piece is going to be destroyed and removed from the playing field, and then it's going to go to, you know, continue on to the next person's turn. Now, each player has a single Sphinx which contains a laser. Keep in mind the Sphinx cannot be moved and always occupies its special corner space, so it's always going to be in a corner, and you can only rotate it, you know, 90 degrees, either along one edge of the board or the other. It cannot ever be eliminated. Even if it's hit by a laser, it's not going to be destroyed, which is different from the old laser chess where you could actually blow up your own cannon. You could end up firing a laser into a mirror and having it come back and blow up your own gun, which is, you know, you pretty much lost the game when you lost your gun. But here you have Anubis pieces as well. They have no mirrors. It can be hit from any side with a laser. An Anubis has a special ability where it can absorb hits to its front side. Now, if an Anubis is stuck in front, struck from the front, it is non-eliminated from the board. If the Anubis is hit from back or either side, it's eliminated. Scarab pieces are the only pieces in Khet that can move into a square already occupied by another piece. If a player chooses to move the Scarab into an already occupied space, the two pieces swap positions and maintain their original rotation. Scarab pieces have no vulnerable side and cannot be eliminated from the board. Okay? And those are the funny bug-looking kind of creatures, or pieces. Inks and Eye of Horus. These are the Eyes of Horus. These are your inks. And these are symbols basically for silver and for red, and what they basically mean is that no opposing piece can be placed onto this color. For example, a silver piece cannot be placed on into red, and the red pieces cannot be placed on one of these silver icons. Now you can win the game. The game could be over in one of two ways. The game ends when either laser destroys one of the pharaohs. Okay, that's basically like your king in this game, in chess. And the player with the remaining pharaoh is the winner. If the player accidentally destroys their own pharaoh, they lose the game. Simple as that. Now the game may also end if the board arrangement, the exact rotation and spots of every piece appears for the same time, for the third time in a game. For example, the same pieces of the same color occupy the exact same squares in the exact same orientation or rotation. The player making the next move will be offered the option to declare a draw if this occurs. So basically, if you're continuing to just move, if both you and your opponent are moving pieces in circles basically over and over again, then it's going to ask you guys if, it looks like it's going in a circle, nothing's really happening here, do you want to just accept a tie game? And then it has some advanced controls where you can go to full screen, camera control, 3D camera control, click and drag the middle mouse button or use the arrows. Mouse free, use a number pad. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and show you the basics of how this game works. We're going to play against the computer. You can choose any of the starting positions or you can do completely random. I'm just going to go with classic here. We'll do the first move as being random. And then difficulty, you have easy, medium, hard, expert, and insane. So 5 different levels of the computer level of opponent. And I'm going to go ahead and start game here and going to show you how this works. So the computer already made a rotation, and you saw that his laser here fired the way it's pointing, okay? His Sphinx here. Fired here. This is a mirror, and it bounced the mirror 90 degrees this way. This is also a mirror, bounced it down here. Another mirror piece of his, bounced it this way. This is a mirror piece of mine, and bounced it along and off the grid, so it did nothing. Remember, these mirrors cannot be destroyed. The laser, the Sphinx, cannot be destroyed. These pieces here can only be destroyed if they're hit from the side or the back. Okay, here is his pharaoh that he's trying to protect, and that's what he did, is he moved one of his protector pieces in front of his pharaoh to try to protect it. And I can do the same thing here. I'm trying to protect my pharaoh down here. And again, these pieces here can only be destroyed if they're hit from the side or the back, and then these are gone. Okay, scarabs here, these are the ones that you can move on to another piece. And here's my Sphinx for my laser. We're going to go ahead and try playing this game. I really haven't played a full game of this yet, so I'm learning this game as well. And it's been so long since I played the old laser chess. I just remember playing the heck out of it and really liking it. But again, the gaming generation has come, the whole games have come so far since the 1980s and my Commodore 64, where laser chess was an awesome game back then. A game like it nowadays may not be quite as attractive. But we're going to go ahead and see how this game plays out here. Now here I can rotate this, is all I can do. Okay, I can't move my Sphinx. So if I wanted to move that, see, I just blew up my piece. So you got to be really careful there in what you're doing, because after every turn you fire. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I pretty much did that to show you how it works. I'm going to go ahead and start over again here real quick. And it looks like it's my turn first this time. We are going to go ahead and make his move and try to protect our Pharaoh here. Notice my laser, same position as his here. He did the same thing. He's trying to protect his Pharaoh. Now see, if I was to make a mistake here and rotate my Sphinx, and the only way I can rotate it is along this way, I would blow up my Pharaoh, I would lose. So you want to be really careful in how you're placing your pieces here. And you know what? What I'm going to do here is I am going to turn off this annoying ass music. Good grief. Alright. That is much better. I hope you guys agree. Can't even think with that stuff. And I had it to turn down as much as I could, and it was still just really annoying. Alright, so I am trying to blow up this piece. He has a mirror in front of it protecting it here. I can only move my pieces one space at a time. I'm going to go ahead and move this way. Remember, your mirrors cannot be blown up no matter which direction they're hit from. I really need to watch what he's doing here as well. He moved a scarab, one of his scarabs, onto... I'm not sure if that's... I think that's my piece. I'm not sure. Maybe that's his piece. I'm not sure. Alright. Now what I'm trying to do is if I was to... See, I can't move this more than one space though, but if I can take my mirror, and if I had the mirror right here, it would shoot out, hit the mirror 90 degrees, and go and blow up his protector piece in front of his mirror, whatever this is called. I already forgot that piece. But we're going to go ahead and start moving this forward, and it should go off the screen here still. Oh, see, he's already got a mirror to protect that piece right now, right there. So he's kind of watching what I'm doing. Oh, I thought the mirrors could not be blown up, but they can. Okay. So if the mirrors are hit from a opposite angle of the glass, they can be blown up. I thought I said that they couldn't be blown up. So I just learned something there. Alright, so if I am guessing that if I move this mirror up here to blow up this, he's going to also protect it. But if he does do that, when I fire next, I can blow up his mirror unless he rotates this. Let's see what happens with that. Oh, I did go ahead and blow it up. He didn't have a chance to move that in front of the way. So you really have to think about what's going on here in this game. It's a really a thinking person's game. Now I have my mirror set up here. Now I just need to... It looks like I have a mirror right here on the scarab. I blew up his mirror here. He blew up his own mirror. This is interesting. Remember, I cannot blow up his gun. I do know that. You can't blow up each other's guns. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and try to rotate this thing. Remember, I cannot rotate it and move it on the same turn. I can also only rotate it 90 degrees. But it does look like that's a mirror under this scarab here. I want to see if I rotate it like this, if I can blow up his Pharaoh here. So we're going to go ahead and rotate this thing again. And I want to rotate it... Let's see, which way am I going? This way again. Yes. Now if I move this spot one more time up here, this guy's going to be history. And why did he not move his mirror or something to protect this? If I'm correct, if I move this up here, as soon as I make this one turn, laser's going to fire up here, bounce off this glass here, and kill his Pharaoh, and I will win. We'll see if I'm right. Yep. So I had a pretty easy victory there. I did put the difficulty level on the easy level for the computer. So as you can see, this was my first time playing this game. I had not played this game at all. I'd only went and looked at the directions and read through the directions real quick. And, this game varies a little bit from the laser chess that I liked so much back in the 80s. I remember liking the laser chess a little more because you could rotate a piece as much as you wanted, and you could move a piece, I believe one square as well. You could make two turns on each. You could make two actions basically on any turn, and you had to choose to fire, so you had control of your gun. If you didn't want to fire, you didn't have to. So this game varies a little bit, but what's fair for one is fair for everybody. And this game looks like the same. I mean, even though the rules are a little bit different than the old laser chess, this is still going to be a lot of fun. And the thing I like about this game is if you have young kids, like I have a 9-year-old son, this is going to be a game that's a lot easier to learn than chess. Chess is extremely difficult and has so many possibilities that for someone like my 9-year-old son, chess can be overwhelming. This game is going to be a lot simpler. I mean, you have the simple mirrors. Remember these mirrors, I said they can't be blown up. They can be blown up if they hit one of the back sides, like right there. So, if a laser hits this mirror on one of these back sides where it's not hitting the glass, it's going to be blown up. I like that. I remember in the old laser chess, you could end up blowing up your lasers and then you'd be toast. I kind of like the idea that lasers cannot be blown up and destroyed. And then remember your guardian pieces, whatever they're called here. My guardian piece here and here, they can be blown up if they're hit from the side or the back. I guess they'll just suck up the laser if it's hitting the front. I don't know if it'll suck it up or point it right back. I haven't seen. But, this game is pretty cool. So I really think though, this guy, if you're a strategy game liker, you're probably going to really like this game a lot. This is probably going to be a game where people are either going to hate it and think it's the most boring game in the world, or people are going to really, really like it. So it really depends on what kind of player you are. If you like chess kind of games, if you like checker kind of games, if you like really strategic kind of games, you're probably really going to love this kind of game. And hopefully I've given you enough of a demonstration to where you can make that call. I think that this game is probably at $10, the regular price. I think this game is easily going to be worth a $10 asking price for you. Or even if, it's going to be the other way around. Even if it was $1, you're going to think you got ripped off. So it's either going to be one way or the other. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of people that, that just like it a little bit. But anyway, that is how Khet 2.0 looks. This is a game that reminded me so much of laser chess from my childhood on the Commodore 64 that I just had to buy it, mainly because I really, really loved that game. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Hopefully this has helped you guys make a decision on whether Khet 2.0 is a good decision and a good purchase for you. I mean, it plays really well, doesn't have any bugs that I've seen. The graphics are considerably better than the old laser chess that I played. Obviously they're not great. I think a big step up would be to make it like really cool 3D graphics that zoom in on the pieces when they get blown up and showing it blowing up all over the screen and stuff like that. That would be a big step up. And in today's world, I kind of expect that from a game like this. But it's still going to be a lot of fun. And in my opinion, I'm going to give this game 2 thumbs up. I think this game is worth the asking price of $10 for, a strategy game. If you like games like this, you're probably going to agree with me, but if you're more of a action game player, Call of Duty kind of games, Minecraft, whatever, you may not think this game is so worth it, even if it was on sale at 90% off. So again, hopefully I've helped you guys out. Please be sure and subscribe to me if you haven't already done so. You can do that right up here in the upper right-hand corner. Hit the subscribe. You can also rate my video, giving it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Please do that. It does help me to know if if the videos that I'm putting out for you guys is beneficial and helping you guys out or not. And then also be sure you leave me a comment. Let me know if you've bought this game on Steam, if you like this game, what you think about the game, especially if you've bought it. And I'll be sure and read all those comments. I may not respond to every comment, but I can assure you that I do read every comment. I want to go ahead and thank you guys for watching my review of Khet 2.0, and it just came out today on Steam. Thanks so much, everybody. Take care.